Hello and welcome to the Gratitude and Growth Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Mittich. I am an actor, an author, a yoga instructor, a former ballet dancer, but above all, I am a wildly curious person. So I've spent the past several years researching and studying human behavior, why we do what we do, who and what we innately are, what my purpose is on this planet. And I'm here to share the insights and the tools that curiosity has led me to uncover, in hopes of helping you to navigate the inevitable ups and downs of your own life, and in hopes of inspiring you to become the person that you have always wanted to be. So pull up a chair or go for a walk, hop on that treadmill or go for a drive, and join me as I explore what it is to be a human being in this lifetime. Hello, and welcome to the Season 2 finale episode. Today, I want to dive into honoring the cycles and phases and the seasons of life. So, everything in life has phases, has cycles, has seasons, including us as human beings. I learned so much from nature, and this is one of the biggest things that I witness. We have seasons: spring, summer, fall, winter, rainy season, dry season. The moon has a 28-day cycle, right? From full moon to new moon and back. Women have a 28-day hormonal cycle. Men have a 24-hour hormonal cycle. Nature, animals, everything has a season. Everything has a cycle, no matter where in the world it is. Everything and everyone has seasons, has cycles, has phases. And so do we as humans. And sometimes we deny cycles and seasons because we don't want certain things to change. Again, change, this thing our need for control humanness fights us so often on. Or we fight them because we're just not listening to our bodies. We're being run by the mind, by our schedule, by our responsibilities, that we don't actually quiet down and listen to what we actually need. Now, we may not all have the same seasons around the world, individually and as a collective, but we do all have seasons nonetheless. TV shows even have seasons, right? Development, pre-production, production, release, development, pre-production, production, release. Everything has a season, everything has a cycle. That's my point here. I look at my life and I have my social seasons, my hermiting seasons, my seasons of creativity, my seasons of producing, my seasons of rest. And I'm going to be real here for a moment and say the reason I'm bringing this all up and I'm making this the season finale, is because I am denying myself a season of rest, a season of slowing down, of living more in my feminine than my masculine. We're all masculine and feminine. I'm not talking gender here, I'm talking energy. And both these energies, masculine and feminine, are vital. Masculine energy is that of doing, of go, of producing. Feminine energy is the energy of receiving, of just being, of slowing down. And I've been in my masculine for quite a while. So I need to honor my own seasons and my own cycles and honor the fact that I need a bit of a slowdown. And I need to honor the feminine in me as well. You know, I've been jonesing to just garden, and I've been wanting that since April, and I just haven't found the time. And it's these little moments, right? Moments of receiving. You can't receive if you're always hustling. It doesn't work like that. At least it doesn't work like that for me. This quote came to me one day when I was journaling, and it came through as, you cannot receive if you are trying to prove. And it's an interesting thing, right? I'm not saying that when you're in your masculine, you're operating from a place of proving. That's not what I'm saying at all. But you can't be go, and receiving at the same time. And for most of us creatives, I feel like half the time we're planting all these different seeds, right? And that's the beautiful part of who we are and what we do. But then we don't actually take time to sit back and receive and allow these seeds to actually sprout into something without us constantly helicoptering over them. Yes, you need to water the seed and you need to give it love, but you have to allow it to do its thing. And it's so important to give yourself this opportunity to rest, to sleep, to do nothing, to simply be. So I'll be honest and say that after my summer of sadness, I was able to live in this place of simply being and receiving so effortlessly. But this last year and a half, it's been a lot harder for me. I'd give myself a day or two of rest, but that's not enough. And also, rest is different for other people. I don't feel rested when I go out with friends for a weekend and we're having a good time and going around places. That's not rest for me. For me, rest is quiet. It's solitude. It's usually silence. It's stillness. It's taking time to really indulge in my meditation, to read books that I absolutely love, not even to sit and watch TV. But for me, it's just to simply exist and be so present to the moment that I'm in. And yes, for all you spiritual gurus out there, I understand the teachings are that you bring that presence into every single moment of your day, but I am not Eckhart Tolle, and I am not a spiritual guru. I am just me, and that's all I can share with you. And I'm proud to share that part of me with you. But yeah, it's been really hard for me to slow down. And I keep saying, hey, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a break. And then I'll take a day or two. A day or two, FYI, is not enough. It's truly not enough. Usually, everybody knows this. After a day or two, you just start, finally shutting your mind off. And I truly believe that we aren't meant to be working 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, at least, for 40-something years, burn out, then retire, then start, quote unquote, living our lives. I don't think that's the way life is supposed to be. That's not the kind of life that I choose for myself. I don't think that life is meant to be a grind, a hustle. I haven't gotten to that point by any means. Again, I used to operate from that place for a very, very, very long time. But I have been in this new and beautiful place of creation. And that's been the thing that I'm learning, is that you also need your seasons of slow and feminine and quiet, even when you're operating from a place of creativity. And that's something that's new to me. I'm only really experiencing that in this past year and a half. And so giving grace to myself, I'm finding my own balance in it. And balance is my thing. I think balance is all our things, right? It's a hard thing sometimes to find what is your own balance. And the only way to find it, and the only way to know your seasons, is to listen and to observe, right? With balance, I'm learning what my balance is by doing. So I'm like, okay, cool. I feel like I'm pretty burnt out right now. So that means that was too much, right? So next time I'm going to dial it back a bit. Or whatever it is. It's different for everyone, but it's learning these parts of you, witnessing them, and just navigating and flowing as you go. There is a big difference to me, by the way, between grinding stressfully away at something versus being really creatively inspired, where work doesn't feel like work because you love it. But you're still working away 8 to 10 hours a day sometimes, creating things. I call that inspired action. But like I said, that too has a cycle. There will be times where creativity needs to hibernate, and then times where creativity comes out to play, right? Winter is such an interesting season to me. So I used to hate winter a lot of different kinds of winters. I used to hate the physical season of winter because I hated being cold. I used to hate the winter in between gigs as an actor. It's hard because you're like, okay, cool, there's nothing here right now, and we're auditioning away and this and that. And again, we all have seasons, we all have phases, we all have cycles. Winter is such an important season in nature. It is so important for things to die so that there can be a rebirth. Us humans, we are the same as nature. We keep evolving, we keep shedding, we keep going through the ashes, we keep dying, and we keep having a rebirth. It's the phoenix, right? This entire life is the phoenix. It's going through the ashes, being reborn, and coming out a newer version of you. On every single plane of your life, physically, mentally, emotionally, professionally, life is a constantly changing cycle. And if you do not take the time to listen to your body and honor what it needs, you're actually resisting what's right in front of you. And then we also get into a mode of forcing things. Forcing things, for me at least, causes a lot of exhaustion and a lot of unhappiness. You need to just let things be as they need to be, and you need to let yourself do and be what your body longs for. Sleep, eat clean, drink water, simplify life. Allow yourself seasons of this. It is vital to your health as well. We're not meant to force. I'm going to say something here. And I don't say it out of ignorance. I promise I do not say this out of ignorance. I say it as my favorite affirmation. Life is allowed to be easy. Life is allowed to be easy. What is meant for you will not pass you. The path of least resistance. There's a reason why in all the great texts, phrases like this come out. Life is allowed to be easy. And I know that because life hasn't always been easy for me, not out of a pity party way, but the moments that it is, it's allowed to be. You know what I mean? And it's witnessing and accepting the phases of what's in front of you and what you're asking for. Women, we have a 28-day hormonal cycle. Once I learned this, and once I took the time to actually learn myself and my hormonal cycle, I stopped fighting it. When you understand it, when you honor it, you can then witness it. You can witness the hormones. You can witness what's going on inside of you without the hormones overpowering you. There are days when I know, a few days before my cycle, and I'm like, woo, here come all the emotions, and I'm feeling angry, and I'm feeling sad, and I'm feeling overwhelmed. But I understand that this is just that day during my cycle when these emotions hit me. When I actually learned that, I was so able to just accept them, honor them, release them, and not make them a whole big thing. That's the thing about honoring your seasons. You stop making them a whole big thing, right? For my creatives, a season of slow, of rest, of no bookings, if you're an actor, is just that. A season. It isn't life. It's not your entire life. It isn't every single day. It is a season. And it will pass. It'll inevitably shift because everything in life is temporary. If you're trying to hold on to a specific season, a specific phase, you are clinging. And clinging is all fear. Clinging is operating from fear. Remember, fear clings, restricts, judges, constricts. Love opens. Love lets go. Love doesn't suffocate. Love accepts. All of our choices, I say this a lot, are made from one of two motivators, love or fear. These are your options. Honoring the seasons honors the impermanence of life. Like I said, we're always changing, evolving, growing, shifting, and the seasons are a great reminder of this. Hey there, I'm taking a quick pause from the episode to let you know that my ebook, 21 Days of Gratitude, Simple Exercises for a More Positive Life, is now available on Amazon worldwide. Practicing daily intentional gratitude has changed my life, and I hope that you too can discover the transformative power that gratitude has. This book includes 21 easy exercises to boost joy, fulfillment, and peace. Grab your copy today and start your journey to a more positive and happier life. All right, now let's get back to it. So, how do you honor them, right? How do you actually honor your seasons? Well, for me, the first thing, and the biggest thing, is to get quiet and to actually listen to your body, to listen to your spirit and ask it, what does it need? What does your body need? What do I need right now? And if you actually take the time to listen regularly, especially helps, like if you meditate every day or you just give yourself 5 minutes every day where you check in with yourself. If you give yourself this, you will actually hear what you need and when. You will hear when it's time to just be and when it's time to act. If you're just go, 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 go all the time, you will burn out. And as everything in your life, that too is a choice. And I say this to myself as well, right? From a very humbled place. It is my choice to let myself get to burnout, regardless of how I got there. But I get that it also takes trust. It takes trust to sit in a true season of winter, in rest, in death. It takes trust that being is enough, that relaxing and resting is enough to do. We haven't been taught that. We've been taught to grind and to hustle and to work ourselves to the bone. We've been taught that hard work pays off. And it does to a certain point. But we're also just hammered. I remember this from Conversations with God. It's one of my favorite paragraphs. And he says, we've been taught to give our souls the glory of the survival of the fittest, to be the most cleverest and the most physically beautiful. But what about giving our souls the glory of being the most loving? And that stayed with me, and I go back to that a lot. And that's why, unconditional love is something that I strive for and I strive to practice and I strive to receive, which sometimes is also hard. That's another episode. But we haven't been taught to trust and to be. We've been taught that everything is up to us and that we have control over all of it, which for the record, we don't at all. We have no control over anything in our external world. All we have control over is our internal world. And part of that is honoring the seasons. So step 1 is just to get quiet and to listen to your body. Step 2 is to actually take action to what your body's saying. And look, physician heal thyself here. Literally for a while, my body's been like, hi, I need you to slow down a little bit. You're moving real fast. And I've been like, okay, cool. So I'll meditate for an extra 15 minutes today. It's not the same. It's not the same as giving yourself some time to just be, whatever that is for you. Again, everybody's different here. Rest is different for everyone. I understand not everybody needs to unplug and meditate as rest. That's just my version of what I need in a season of slow. But a season of slow for me too, it also means like, okay, if I do need to do things, I just want to move through them slowly, right? Like, I don't want to be rushed. I don't want a timetable. I don't want a schedule. If I need to do some chores around the house, that's fine. Let me be in my feminine while I do them and just move nice and slow. And sleep and take naps and rest and not over-caffeinate. These are all ways to honor that winter season that I think a lot of us struggle with. The other big thing that helps me honor all the seasons of life is, you guessed it, gratitude. I truly use gratitude for everything. It's not just this idea to me. It is a tool and it is my way of life. And so I find gratitude for whatever season I'm in. If I'm in winter, I find gratitude for it. If I'm in between acting jobs and back when it was like a real struggle, I would learn to give gratitude for the fact that I have time to do things around the house that I wanted to do, or to catch up on movies, or to catch up with friends and family, because when I'm filming, it's like 15-hour days for months at a time, right? So find gratitude for the season you're in. And if you're in a busy season, honor it. Honor that inspired action. Honor the movement that you have. Use it, fuel it. Because then you will notice and you'll be able to witness and give gratitude for when you feel your body needing to slow. Being grateful for the season that you're in lets you accept and be present to the season that you are in instead of denying it. You can see it just for what it is, a temporary season, but vital nonetheless. Our busy season is just as vital as our slow season. We're not machines. We're not supposed to stay on autopilot for our entire lives. We are here to live and to change and to evolve. And as always, when you can accept and see your seasons, you can accept and see other people's seasons as well. This is the beauty of doing the work on yourself. It immediately gives you compassion and empathy for others. So if you see somebody else in their hermiting season, you're like, okay, cool, I get that because I understand that in myself. And so I'll respect them and allow them to hermit and not take it personally when they say they need a few nights in and I'm in my social season. And vice versa. If I'm in my hermiting season and I see people in their social season, I can honor them for needing to go out and to go do things while still honoring myself and be like, you know what, I'm going to skip out and I'm going to stay home and read a book tonight and go to bed at 9 because that feels really good to me. Again, these seasons are so important and all of life has it. Truly, study nature, study everything about nature, and you will see life's greatest lessons reflected back to you. All right, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you so much. And what a beautiful season this has been for me. This season, season 2 of the podcast, it has been so fulfilling and so creatively inspiring, and talking to everybody on the podcast, doing the solo episodes, connecting with all of you. It's just been such a great season. And I'm excited for this next season, a season of rest and then a season of production, getting into season 3 and then going on from there. Again, everything is a season. Everything is a cycle. Allow yourself to honor what you need. And remember, life is allowed to be easy. It truly is. All right. Thank you so much. I guess I got to end it with some gratitude and some growth, right? Last one of the season. I'm grateful for my awareness. I'm grateful for the fact that I can be very honest and objective with myself and take stock, take inventory of where I'm acting how I want to act and where I still need to keep working and keep evolving and keep growing. Awareness is such a beautiful gift, but it's also really hard sometimes. And so I'm grateful for my awareness. And my growth is allowing myself a season of winter and a season of rest. I'm going to be real and say I already feel myself fighting it. I feel myself coming up with all these creative inspirations and these sparks and a to-do list and all of this. And so my growth is to trust myself to write down the creative sparks and trust that in a little bit of time after I've rested, it'll be time for those then, or whatever other creative inspirations I'm filled with. I think trust is such an important and fun and double-edged sword thing, right? Trust in ourselves, trust in the universe, trust in life to take care of us sometimes, but trust that things will happen when they're meant to happen. So that's my growth, is just allowing myself some rest, some quiet, some books on this very, very tall pile of books I have beside me that I want to read, and trusting that I will create what I need to create when I create it. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. And just because we're coming to the end of season 2 doesn't mean you won't have season 1 and season 2 available to listen to. If you're new to the podcast, you have plenty of episodes to get through, to listen to. And please do join the email list on the website, gratitudegrowth.com. Join our community. I will still be sending things out in between seasons. We're going to be doing some free virtual and in-person meetups. I'm going to be starting a newsletter. And so stay up to date with everything. Just because these episodes aren't airing doesn't mean our community isn't still alive and growing. So again, you can find all that information on the website at www.gratitudegrowth.com. All right. As always, stay grateful and keep growing. Bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you liked what you heard, hit that subscribe button, leave me a rating, leave me a review. And if the practice of gratitude is really resonating with you, or if it's spiking your curiosity to change your mindset, to do this inner work, to add more positivity and joy and peace to your life, check out my ebook, 21 Days of Gratitude, Simple Exercises for a More Positive Life. And please join the Gratitude and Growth community. You can go to gratitudegrowth.com and sign up to our email list, or you can find the sign up in the show notes. It'll keep you up to date on free virtual and in-person events, gatherings, new episode releases, all that good stuff. And I hope you find your way back here to another episode, another time, as we keep exploring this beautiful thing that we all call life.